welcome to the Fantasy News Show from the Bottled Imp. My name is Ken Boyter, and we're exploring the realms of fantasy. Now, we are going to start the show, unfortunately, with some sad news. It's the artist Wayne England passed away on the 9th of February this year. And from our point of view, we know him from the third edition of Talisman. He's the artist for that edition, amongst other board gaming and card gaming games. He also did Magic the Gathering. He was quite involved with those illustrations, and also Dungeons & Dragons. He also did art for Games Workshop as well. So obviously it's quite sad news. And our thoughts and best wishes are obviously with the friends and family of Wayne. So let's start with some other news then. So Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is an upcoming 2-part play which is going to be performed on the 30th of July this year in London in the Palace Theatre. And I believe the 30th of July is Harry Potter's birthday, so that's good timing. It's written by Jack Thorne, and it's actually obviously based on a J.K. Rowling story. Now, she has tweeted that it's not a 8th Harry Potter book, but a Harry Potter story. So obviously there is a difference there. And it's, as I say, it's going to be on this year in London. And she did also say that it's going to be in a book form, but not as a novel. You'll be able to get the script in a printed form. So that's pretty cool. What else have we got here? And I can never pronounce this name. There's a surprise. Bethesda, I think that's how you pronounce it. Those are the guys who are responsible for Skyrim and Fallout video game series. They have unveiled Doom 4. It's now just called Doom. Now, I remember playing Doom back in the day when it was still kind of pixelated graphics, but that game really seemed to be a revolution in video game technology and the gameplay itself. Me and my friends, we absolutely loved playing Doom, and then Quake came after that. So there's going to be a modern version for it, and I've seen the trailer. You can check out the trailer as well. It is very gory, as you could imagine, and it looks stunning. It looks really, really good fun. It's going to be released on the 13th of May on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the PC. Little snippets have appeared on the internet about the new Star Wars, or I should say the next Star Wars, Star Wars 8. And I know it's strictly not fantasy, it's not just fantasy, it's also sci-fi, and that's quite an interesting debate in itself. But come on, it's Star Wars, so I've got to talk about it, surely. Now, it is, what they're saying, it's written and directed by Rian Johnson this time round, and many of the cast have been, who were in The Force Awakens, will also be in this one. The film is obviously a continuation of the Skywalker family saga. Not a lot else has been revealed just yet, but obviously you can bet your bottom dollar that it's going to be leaks everywhere, all over the internet, as and when. They do have a release date, and it's going to be the 15th of September. Not September, I'll read that again. The 15th of December, 2017. That's a long time to wait. The website Fantasy Faction have reported that the 2015 novel A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, if that's again how you pronounce that name, is to get a film adaptation. It's the same production company behind the London Has Fallen, and I think it was Olympus Has Fallen, that franchise. And that film's a big budget, big sort of flashy blockbuster type film, which is coming out in March. Now, The Darker Shade of Magic is the story of 4 parallel worlds within London. So there's 4 Londons, I should say. So 4 parallel worlds, and that all run concurrently, different types of London. So there's different politics, there's different histories, different art, and even a different way at looking at magic. And obviously that's what we're interested in. So there's no release date yet that has been announced. Kickstarter news this time round, we have Imps Monsters, and that is a collection of artwork by the American artist Justin Hillgrove. And it celebrates 10 years of his artwork. Apparently there's going to be over 300 pieces of his art in over 200 pages in a nice coffee table style book. And he has worked over the years on things like magazines and games and toys and books. And I've had a look at his artwork. It does look really good. It's quite it's quite unique actually. I can't really describe it further than that. Go check it out on the Kickstarter. and it's mostly features little imps and monsters and robots. He kind of mixes that kind of thing, and it's quite satirical sometimes as well. The campaign finishes on the 5th of March of this year. It is already funded, but obviously if you would like your own copy, then you can obviously back that one. 8th Summit have announced another one of their campaigns. Mythos Tales is a cooperative or competitive game of deduction for 1 to 8 players. It's set in the Arkham world of H.P. Lovecraft. There's quite a lot of that going on at the moment, isn't there? Players take on the role of a detective, and you have to then go around solving various horrific mysteries. Sounds really intriguing. I like the idea of you could play it cooperatively, or you could not. You could actually go against everybody and be competitive, so that's quite a nice twist. Again, this one is funded, and that finishes on the 23rd of Feb. I think there's extra perks in the game if you actually back it through Kickstarter that they won't be releasing when they sell it at retail. So obviously if you do want to get your hands on those little extra perks, you will have to back that campaign. And finally, Mourner's Scum of Shatterdown. I love that title. It's bonkers. That's a fantasy novel by Jade Ripley, and it's a novel that follows the story of Aisling, the self-styled Scarlet Princess of Shatterdown, and Anastasia, who is an apprentice paladin who's press-ganged into her government. Now, I was quite intrigued by that. I've never backed a novel on Kickstarter, so I'd be curious to know if you guys have actually done that, if you've backed Kickstarter campaigns, what attracts you to a Kickstarter campaign. This one, when I look through the rewards, most of the rewards, it's actually a digital copy. And again, there are a few reward levels that you can actually get the physical print copy. So I wonder why they've done that, why the print copy is rarer than the digital. I guess because it's money. That would be probably the main reason. That one finishes on the 13th of March of this year. So with Kickstarter, I'm interested in Kickstarter. I've only just started to get into it, and I'd like to know your opinions of it. Should you back things willy-nilly? Should you not? Should you do your research? I think you should do. My advice really, it seems like, is if you're prepared to lose the money, that you may never see the product or the money again, then yeah, you use that money. But if it's money that you vitally need, like paying your bills, then I wouldn't use it, because there have been stories over the years where Kickstarter projects have raised the money and then it's all gone a bit south, it's all gone a bit wrong, and the product or the money isn't returned. With Kickstarter projects, if the goals aren't reached, if the target isn't reached, then your pledge isn't taken. So yeah, my advice would be check out anything and be prepared to lose your money with Kickstarter. But I'd like to know your thoughts, so leave comments in the box below. Bottled Imp news, we have a new series of episodes of sorts. It's called Writing Fantasy, an Imp's Journey, and this basically is a how-to write fantasy series. It's going to come out on the regular Friday show of the Bottled Imp, and it's really just my journey of how I wrote a children's epic illustrated fantasy book, and I thought it'd be nice to share it with you guys. And I'm no writing expert. I have had a few things published in the past and a few plays put on. But this is my own journey specifically about fantasy, and there'll be hints and tips, and we're going to be looking at how do you get your ideas right through to putting them down and writing them and shaping your world and characterization and dialogue and all that sort of thing. Plus more into the practical side about, well, should I approach an agent? Should I try and get a publisher? Should I self-publish? What's Kindle? All of that. And also then, if you do go down the self-publishing route, how do you market your book? How do people find out about it? So that's going to be just rumbling on over this year. We're going to do a series of how to write fantasy. And as I say, the first one is this Friday, so that's exciting news. And that, my friends, is all we have time for. So, thank you for watching. Leave comments if you wish so. And remember, until next week, keep it unreal. Especially the news.